This is what I have before me today, and I am going to try something new. I'm going to make a tie blanket out of these two fleece pieces. One is going to be the front. This prettier side will be the front. The first step I have to do is cut off the edge. You see these dots here? So I'm going to cut along on the edge to get all of that off. So I have a straight edge. And then I have to do the same with this one. This one's more visible. And it should be straight where the dots are, set as my guide. Then once I have that, I can put the two together and cut them so that they will be equal. Here I put a small couch blanket on top just to kind of measure of how big it needed to be, and the printed side was bigger than the fleece on a couple sides, so I had to measure it off so it was both the same size, and you can see that it's 56 by 65. And then here I'm showing how I cut a 4" by 4" square out of each corner. And once I was starting to tie them, once I had cut a few strips, I noticed that I was not able to tie them. The fabric was too thick and I needed them to be longer, so I ended up making the corners 5 by 5 inches. That way I could tie each of the strips together better. And I also ended up putting small pins in the corners of the fabric to hold it together in place when I would move the fabric, because I did work on this blanket over several days. I just had a few moments here and there each of those days to work on it. Still got a long ways to go. We're almost at the finish line. So I have this here and then this side. Not all of it is straightened out. That's what I have left. Sometimes the top is shorter than the bottom. It's very interesting. The fabric must be stretchy this way because on this side, excuse me, on this side and the opposite side of this, it's much easier to tie them because you have more of a stretch. And this side, I was finding it was much more difficult because there's no stretch in the fabric that way. So I prefer doing these sides. You can work with it better. So I try to make sure that these are the same length, top and bottom. I place my finger as close to where it's cut towards the end there as I can, wrap it around, and then try to get both pieces out together on this side, slide this up, and then I just stretch this out from underneath a little bit and slide it up so that it matches this one, and so on and so forth. This is a tedious job, and I'm trying to figure out if it's more work than a quilt, a rag quilt, or if it's worth tying all these knots. I'm sure once I have more practice and get better at it, it will go faster, because I saw online that people said it takes 2 hours. This has taken me a lot longer than 2 hours, but it is my first one, so that could be why. Still figuring out all the things. This is the last one on the stretchy side. So I'm sure once I do the next one, there'll be less anxiety about doing it wrong or whatever. I'll feel more confident and won't procrastinate as much, and then it will go faster. I don't know if you can tell, but this side is not as stretchy. So it's harder to get this knot up to the top. Flip so you can see the contrast on this side because of the top being different than the bottom. So that gives it a nice contrast. I have this stretch left to go from here to here, and then I'm done. Last knot to tie. And then we are finito. I really dreaded this project. I was looking forward to it, but I was so scared and kept procrastinating the project because I thought I wouldn't be able to do it. Now I am so happy that it's done, and I pressed forward and just went along and learned a new thing. It's a beautiful blanket. I love that it worked out, and I think I will be making more of these in the future. I'm going to be gifting this one, and I hope to make more to gift to more people, and also hope to make some for ourselves. It actually turned out pretty good, so I'm happy with it. It's kind of like it's a couch size blanket. I do like the contrasts on this side. If it's laying on the floor here, you can see it better. And next time I could definitely go bigger, But for the little girls that I made this blanket for, I think it will be a good size for them. So they say it's not supposed to flare, and I can put it in the washer and dryer, and these edges should stay the way they are now. Yeah, I don't have to do snipping. Obviously I had to cut all of these and then just tie them, and now it's complete. It is a pretty thick, heavy blanket, so it should be very comforting. I've always wanted a weighted blanket for ourselves and our daughter, but haven't gotten that yet, so maybe we could do this instead. These aren't as expensive as a weighted blanket, but it still has some weight to it. It would be nice and comfortable. So yeah, it's cozy, it's soft, it's flannel, so it is dusty, but I think that's because I cut it. Wherever I cut, it would give some fabric dust, and then I will wash it now and dry it, and then hopefully after that it doesn't do that. Thanks for coming along with me on this project. Hope you learned something, and we'll see you next time. I've never seen this before. The geese are standing on the ice. Check that out.